Hi guys, this video is about efficiency, which plays a role in every single attack because if you think about it, every single attack is basically an algebraic equation where the offense and the offense has to be greater than the defense in order for the attack to be a success. On the offense you have troops, heroes, and spells. On the defense you have defenses, heroes, traps, clan castle troops, and time. You have to be better than all those things basically to succeed. And so we can actually look at this from a math perspective and break down the attack into chunks and figure out if each chunk is going to be efficient enough to make the attack work. So going towards that goal, at Town Hall 9 there's 31 defenses and you have 250 housing space. That means 8 housing space is worth 1 defense. So in order to be efficient, you have to be below 8 housing space per defense. So if you can trade, 2 hogs for 1 defense is a bad trade, according to this. At Town Hall 10, it's even less. But if you think about it, in a hog attack, air defenses don't play any role in the attack, and mortars don't really. They don't really hurt hogs at all, especially under here. Air sweepers don't either. So in a ground attack, there's actually 21 defenses, not 31 defenses, that play a role in the attack. So you need to be less than 12. So 10 is a good trade. 2 hogs is a good trade for a defense at Town Hall 9. At Town Hall 10, it's a fair trade. And for an air attack, here's the numbers for that. 22 defenses affect air attacks, so you need to be less than 11.36. Town Hall 10, you need to be less than 10.57. So what do those really mean? How can we apply those? The answer is the attack gets broken down into 3 different sections, or it can even be broken down into more sections than that. But it's usually the pull, then the golem composition that kind of gets the queen, or achieves some other objective, and then the execution phase. What these equal signs and greater signs mean is it has to do with the investment. The pull is a very low investment, and it's just like real life. The more you invest, the more you get back. It's really hard to make the pull efficient. If you can make the pull break even, you're doing a good job. If you can make the golem comp break even, you're doing a good job. That's not too hard to do. You should make the golem comp break even. If you can't, then you need to change troops around to make it break even. That's a pretty realistic one. That's also a pretty big one, especially for Golem. People don't even realize it, but when they're calculating now 2 golems for 2 air defenses, they're basically doing this. They're doing efficiency theory. And the execution stage, and what I mean by execution stage, in a Golem, when the hounds and the loons go down, that's the execution. That's where it's either, balls to the wall, I'm going to bust this base up, or I'm not. The execution phase in a hog attack is when the hogs come down. The execution phase always needs to be more efficient. And I'll get into calculating that later, because all 3 of these stages have different calculations and different, they're more complicated than others. So for this attack, let's look at the pull. Ideally you want to make it equal, but not always. Sometimes it's just not possible. I'd send 2 giants in here. Anything, 10 housing space is a fair cost for a pull, even if you get nothing back. That's fine. Anything more than 10 housing space, you want to try and get a defense to make it at least a little bit efficient. It's really hard to make the pull efficient. Sometimes you can do it by anteing up and using like 6 or 7 hogs in a range spell. But it really depends on the situation. You want to get some traps. You want to get other things with that investment. Like here, it might be worth it to send in 6 or 7 hogs, a raid spell, and try and knock out this cannon, this archer tower, and strip these double giant bombs. That might be worth it. So that's kind of where the clan castle pull isn't as important on the grand scheme of things. You can really get into detail with it and make it pay off for you. But, I mean, low investments pay out low as well. It's not really where the focus is. At the golem comp, that's where you start to take efficiency theory really heavily into consideration. If I'm going to attack this base, and I'm going to get to the queen from this top compartment up here, I'm probably going to get these 4 defenses and a cannon. For a ground attack, let's say I'm doing a hog attack after that, only 3 of these defenses matter. And to do that, I'm probably going to invest 1 golem, 2 wizards for funnel, 2 wizards for funnel. That's what, 50 housing space to get the queen, clan castle troops. I'll be using 2 spells, I'll be using my heroes, and 3 valuable defenses. So from a defense standpoint, I'm investing 30 troops, so I need to get at least 3.75 defenses. I'm only getting 3. It's not even worth it right there. And that's excluding the fact that I'm using 2 spells and my heroes. So I really need to make this pay off. Now, what if I add in a second golem? Oh, I was at even 50. Oh, geez. It's worse than I thought. I was at 50 with 1 golem. So I need to get 6.25 defenses. Oh, wait a minute. What's this using to calculate? Oh, I see. This is using the total number of defenses, not the other one. So I need to get 6.25 defenses in total. I'm getting actually 6 defenses with this chunk. So it's an almost equal trade. Now let's see what happens if I throw in another golem. I need to get 10 defenses. It doesn't matter of their value. If I throw in another golem, I'm probably going to get as far as these air defenses right here. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9. I'm going to get 9 defenses. Not quite efficient. I guess 1 golem it is. There is hidden value though, in that with adding more golems you're getting more tanking value for your hogs, which makes your hogs more efficient. And sometimes you need to think about that. Sometimes the polar, the golem comp, may not be efficient, but it will make the execution phase more efficient, which is more important. The execution is more important than the golem comp. The golem comp is more important than the pull as far as what you're getting back for your investment. The execution phase, after you do hog attacks, you'll find ideal circumstances. And what I mean by ideal circumstances is pretend that double giant bomb location wasn't there and there wasn't these defenses to pull the hogs out. The hogs are going in a U shape in these ideal circumstances, going all the way around the base. They're under heals the whole way. And what you'll notice is you'll be able to figure out that, okay, 26 hogs and 3 heal spells got me this many defenses. And what you're going to notice is you're going to get an efficiency number. Like 26 hogs will get you, what is it, like 15 defenses, something like that? What's 26 times 5? 130. Yeah, that's pretty efficient. I mean, it's breaking even. So you want to make it even better than that. And you got to look for ways of doing that. You got to figure it out piece by piece and play it through in your mind and figure out what you're going to get out for each investment, each phase of the attack, and be realistic about it and calculate the efficiency and make sure you're getting a good deal. And that's how you 3-star, is you set yourself up to come out with more troops left over. And you do it by breaking down each phase of the attack. And this was a bad example because pretty much everything was inefficient, which means I should probably go try and find some other way of doing it. But that's a good point. Now I know not to do it that way. I know not to try that way because I'm not getting a good trade. I'm not getting a good investment. So that's very important. Yeah. If you have any questions, let me know. This is something I've been developing for a little while, and I'm going to continue to develop. Thanks, guys.